Hi, teacher.
Jimena, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, buenas noches.
Hola, buenas noches. Ok, qué bueno que ya me escuches. Vale, pues vamos a iniciar la clase del día de hoy. Now we're going to start class by today. And the topic that we learned last class was present perfect tense, right?
Right.
Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna share the screen, but give me a second. I'm on it. Okay. And I have to choose this one. Okay. And I have to share the screen. Mm-hmm. Okay, and can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so before to start, we are gonna make a review. Okay, a difference to present simple, present progressive. Now, present simple, remember we use it to talk for about habits, something that is regular or that you used to talk about to facts too. That's something that is always true, generally true. Oh, that's true in the present. We usually use it to talk about routines, something that I usually do or something that you usually do with frequently, routines, habits. And present progressive, this is when we are talking about something that is happening at the moment that's speaking, happening now. So we usually use it when we talk that something is starting past and continue exactly now. Now. Maybe when we talk about temporary actions, for example, I'm reading this book, and maybe I'm not reading the book exactly right now, but I'm continuing reading the book. So I'm reading the book. Other uses when we talk about fixed plans, we usually use on the future time when we know that we have a plan. We know that it's gonna be happen, and we usually use present progressive too, or present continuous. For example, I'm meeting my friends after work, and it's a plan. Longer actions in progress now. Um, like she's a student to be a doctor. Now that was a temporary action. We know that starting past, we are continuing, so this is in progress. And when we talk about trends, for example, more and more people are using cell phones to access the internet. So this is a trend, a trending. That is something that is on fashion. Okay, so let's check the next one. So present perfect tense or to have. The uses. Okay, we use the present perfect to describe events that happened in the past and are still true now because you can see the results. For example, I have lost my keys, so I cannot leave the house. He has started again the gym. That is why he is so tired. So we are describing an event. I have lost my keys. It was the result. I cannot leave the house because I don't have the keys. If I leave the house, I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna stay out and I can back in the house. The other uses true present perfect is when we describe events that start in past and are still happening now. For example, they have owned different restaurants for several years. So they are the owner or something, in this case, the restaurants, and they are the owners for several years. So that's when we use they have owned different restaurants for several years. So we're describing that this event started in the past and are still happening now. Other example, she has lived in Tokyo since 1998. So this event started past and continue now. To talk about life experiences, it's so common to use present perfect tense to talk about life experiences. When someone asks you, "Have you ever?" and you usually have to use present perfect tense. For example, I have visited New York 3 times. They have done bungee jumping on several occasions. So we are talking about experiences. To visit New York 3 times and done bungee jumping. Do other use no, however, you can use present perfect. And it's important to you can use present perfect to describe experiences in someone's life if that person has died. So you can talk about life experiences when the person has died in present perfect because these and you remember we use present perfect when we know that the thing is continue happening, still happening now, around in the now. But when the person pass away, when the person die, this thing stop doing or stop these things, this activity stop, continue, don't continue no more. So that's why you have to use another tense. So when the person pass away and you know that these things aren't continue now, you have to use past tense. That's correct tense that you have to use. For example, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson performed in Betrain many times. So you can use has performed because this person passed away. So that's important here. Okay, something important to remember here is that present perfect tense we have to use an auxiliary verb. Like other tenses, you have to use an auxiliary verb. In this case, the auxiliary verb is going to be the verb have, to have. So the auxiliary verb have. And next to the auxiliary verb, you have to add the verb in correct tense. The correct tense by present perfect tense is past participle. Is really, really different past participle to past. For example, we have a regular and irregular verbs. And regular verbs, we have the verbs cook and work. And past is cooked and work is cooked. Past participle is cooked and worked because this is regular. But when we have irregular verbs, that's the difficult because change all the tenses change is really really different. For example, drink and catch. Drink, present. On past is drank. But in past participle is drunk. And Jordan is drinking. Drink, drank, drunk, drinking. And the verb could doesn't change. Could and present, couldn't past participle, but only change on Jordan, couldn't. So it's important to try to remember how you have to write a verb on the correct tense, in this case on past participle. And well, we have here an example. She has cooked very well. I have drunk too much, and we have worked very hard this week. So to make affirmative sentences, remember we have to write the subject, the auxiliary verb, in this case is have, the verb and past participle, and the complement. Like in the example, she, subject, has. Remember, you have to write a auxiliary verb on according at the subject. So in this case, the subject is she. So the auxiliary verb have to write it on has, isn't have. She has. So she has cooked or participle complement. Very well. The other example, I, the subject, have auxiliary verb, drunk, past participle, complement, too much. So this is by affirmative sentences. But in negative sentences, you only have to add the not next to the auxiliary verb. So you have to write the not next to the verb have, like she hasn't or she has not cooked very well. Or maybe you can make a contraction. She's not cooked very well. She's not cooked very well. Another example. I have not drunk too much. I haven't drunk too much. Or I've not drunk too much. So you can make a contraction with the subject and the have. I've or she's not verb drunk. I've not drunk. Complement too much. Or you can make the contraction with the auxiliary verb and the not haven't. We haven't run fast enough. Okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Two questions. Okay. The grammar, the structure to make questions is easy too. We have to write first the auxiliary verb. So remember, auxiliary verb, have. Continue with the subject. Continue with my verb. In this case, my verb also past participle. Is in past participle. Complement, and at the end, the question mark, always. So we have the question, has she cooked very well? Has she cooked very well? Have you lived in a town? And has she completed the homework? So other important thing too, remember here is how can I answer this type of questions? When we have questions, for example, in present simple, we usually say yes, yes, I do. No, she doesn't. Maybe on past, uh, yes, I did. No, no, she didn't. So this is something similar here too. In this case, the verb or the auxiliary verb is has. So yes, she has, or no, I haven't. I haven't, not no, I haven't. So when we have questions, in this type of questions that is are yes no questions, we have to only write the yes or the no subject and the auxiliary verb. So the auxiliary verb in this sense, remember, is have. Questions about it?
No.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna move the next one. Okay, we're gonna do the second.
Okay.
Okay, this is easy.
Finish.
Okay. So, by the number one, the answer is
He has sat at his desk working.
okay. Number two,
His son has grown into manhood.
okay.
We have broken our journey in Kerala. Kerala.
Jody. Number five. Number four.
We have worked on the farm in the summer.
Worked. Number
Worked.
five.
I have learned it on my own.
Remember, when we ends with ed, usually sounds like a t.
Learned.
Learned and work. Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Number six.
I have drunk milk all morning.
Okay. Yes. Number seven. Right. So I have drunk milk all morning. All
Uh-huh.
morning. So number six. She.
Mr. Paul has taught English at a school.
Okay. Yes. Has told. Number nine.
I have found the last watch.
Okay. Number 10.
He has gone on a family trip.
Uh-huh. Number 11.
Have you seen any good films recently?
Scene. Number 12.
The girl has brought a nice handbag.
Uh-huh. Number 13.
Have you heard the latest news?
Latest news. Uh-huh.
Latest.
Mhm.
Okay. She has written a historical drama. Historical drama.
Exactly. Historical drama. Okay. Brighton historical drama. Number 15.
The rat has eaten holes in the two bags of rice.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Has eaten holes in those bags of rice. Okay. So in Spanish, this sounds like he has sat at his desk working. Is él se ha sentado. Él se ha sentado en su escritorio de trabajo. No, his son has grown into manhood. No, su hijo ha crecido. Ha crecido en manhood. So, have and verb on past participles ha hecho, ha sentado, ha crecido, ha roto, ha trabajado, ha aprendido. Okay. So, do you have any questions about vocabulary?
Mm, lost watch.
A watch that was lost.
Perder la
Lost watch.
visión.
No, no, a watch. Watch like smartwatch.
Ah, ok. Ah, um, ah,
Entonces él ha encontrado, perdón, porque found, ¿no? So,
ajá.
I have found, no, he encontrado el watch that was lost. So, yo he encontrado el reloj que estaba
Perdido.
perdido. Ajá, entonces
Ok.
yo he encontrado el reloj que estaba perdido.
Ah,
Ok.
ok. Um,
Yeah. Has sense, right?
right. Uh,
Okay.
mm,
And other.
not really.
Okay, can you help me translating number 12? The girl has bought a nice handbag.
La chica
Uh-huh. A,
Era.
the bring.
Ajá, era bring. No te di el cerebro.
Traer.
Una bolsa de mano, ¿no? Una bonita bolsa de mano.
Entonces la chica, la niña, ya completa la oración, porque el verbo es traer. Entonces la chica
Ha estado trayendo.
ha
Ha traído una bolsa de mano bonita.
exacto, ha traído una bolsa de mano bonita. Okay. What about number 15?
Las ratas han
Aquí está.
comido.
Exacto. Han comido y luego holes.
Son huecos o hoyos, ¿no?
Ajá, hoyos. Entonces, han comido huecos
No, han comido arroz
porque los huecos están en dónde.
en las bolsas de arroz.
Entonces, ¿cómo decimos nosotros? ¿Qué hacen las ratas?
eh, Como escarbado o.
Podría ser, han hecho hoyos, ¿no?
Ajá, han.
O lo han roído también, has echado esa palabra.
Ajá, roer,
Roído,
¿no?
de roer, exacto. Ya han roído, ya le han
Roído.
hecho. O sea,
Esas.
roído de roer, de hacerle hoyos.
Ajá,
Ajá, a estas.
bolsas de arroz.
Exacto.
Ro-
Ok. Porque no decimos se han comido los hoyos o se la han comido para hacerle hoyos. Más bien nosotros decimos los han roído o las han
Ujú,
roto también, ¿no? Ya
sí,
rompieron estas bolsas.
ok.
Ok. What about number 4?
El 4.
¿Mm?
Ellos han trabajado en la granja este verano o en
Ujú,
el
ellos han
verano.
trabajado. Exacto. En el verano, ajá, en el verano, en summer. What about number 10?
Él ha tenido, o más bien ha ido
Ajá.
a un viaje familiar.
A un viaje familiar, exacto. Aún. Porque no, no decimos ha ido sobre o en, más bien aún, ¿no?
Ujú.
Un viaje familiar. Okay. What about a number 6?
Ella ha aprendido a nadar.
Exactly. Number 11.
¿Tú has visto una buena película o film, tal cual, recientemente?
Exacto. Entonces, ¿has visto recientemente, porque nosotros ponemos recientemente antes, ¿has
Ujú.
visto recientemente una buena película? ¿Alguna buena película? ¿Any? ¿Alguna buena película? Ok, perfect. What about number 7?
He estado bebiendo leche toda la mañana.
Ah, exacto. Yo he estado bebiendo leche toda la mañana. Yo he bebido leche toda la mañana. Okay. Number 14.
Por-
Or thing. Ajá.
Ella ha escrito, eh, mm, no sé si historical sería como
De historia. Entonces
una
sería
drama, pero como un
histórico.
teatro. Ah, ok.
Ujú, ajá, como teatral. O sea, un drama histórico. De historia. Ok, con historia. Sobre historia.
Ok.
Ujú. Ok. Number 8.
Y el señor Paul ha estado enseñando inglés en la escuela.
Ha enseñado
Ha enseñado.
inglés. Ajá, en la escuela, en una escuela. Okay, and number 13.
¿Has escuchado de las últimas noticias?
Exacto. ¿Has escuchado las últimas noticias? El de las últimas noticias. Perfect. Okay. So, summary chart. Present perfect. Uses. When do we use present perfect? So, we use present perfect when we talk about duration from the past until now. So, often the present perfect is used in this way. With stative verbs. So, verbs that are not used in the ing form. For example, I have been an engineer for 5 years. I have had a headache for 3 hours. We use present perfect to talk about events in the past at an unspecified time. We don't know what happened. So these are events in the past. And this is common when we talk about for experiences. We have been to Malawi, so it's experience. It's an event in the past. We don't know when, but it's experience. I have met someone famous. It's experience too. It's an event in the past. We don't know when, but this happened. I have met someone famous. Other use present perfect is to repeated events in past until now. So when we talk about experiences too, but these experiences happen in specific times, no, a specific number of times. Mm. For example, this past 3 times, 2 times, and we have an example. They have had 5 cars in the past 2 years. So this has in these 2 years and passed 5 times. Change the car 5 times. So at the end, this person of they have a car, but different cars 5 times. So they have had 5 cars in past 2 years. We've had a lot of tests this year at school. So this is a repeated event too. In the past. We've had a lot of tests this year at school. The other use of present perfect is when we talk about change over time. Something change on the time over time. So with this when we use present perfect. Our daughter has grown a lot lately. Your English has improved so much since last year, and this is true, right? So it's a change over time during the time. And it's when we use present perfect because we notice a change. And usually, when we notice a change, it's because we have um, a result, that you can see. And the last, now the use says incomplete actions that is expected to happen. This is an action that isn't complete, no complete, incomplete. And this is expected to happen. For example, he hasn't finished the report yet, and they still haven't arrived. So these are the uses to present perfect tense. So let's check the next summary chart. This is the summary chart by the grammar, the structure. So we know total affirmative First subject, auxiliary verb, past verb. Negative sentences, the not is gonna be next to the auxiliary verb. And the questions you have to write first the auxiliary verb. So remember, by present perfect tense, the auxiliary verb in this time is have. Have or has, depends of the subject. And okay, this is the there's in my chart to uses. Okay, the present perfect tense. No. So by the way, do you have any questions about this tense?
In this moment, no.
Okay, you don't have any questions about it. Okay, perfect. But you can understand better now the topic. Can you
Yes.
remember this? Okay, this topic we learned in some last classes that this was like a summary, yes,
Hmm.
a review.
Yes.
And the idea is that now that we remember this tense, we have to continue with the next tense. So the next tense that we learned, because we learned this too, the difference to uh, present perfect and past simple. But the next topic that we have to learn is present perfect tense. Okay,
Okay.
by the way, present perfect tense, but continuous on a continuous tense. So it's 80, 26. Okay, so what we are gonna do? Only the homework. The homework is to try to make a review to present perfect, not the simple that we learned today.
Okay.
And the next class, we have to continue with the next topic that is present perfect, but a continuous present perfect continuous that is different to simple. Present perfect, present continuous. So our two tenses are different tenses. No, presente perfecto, simple, y presente
Hmm.
perfecto, continuo.
Continue. Okay.
¿Vale? Entonces ya hicimos un review de presente perfecto, simple. Ahora nos toca ver presente perfecto continuo. Y ya después de haber entendido presente perfecto continuo, nos toca hacer una comparación de ambos. ¿Vale?
Okay.
Ok. Entonces, ¿tienes alguna duda, alguna pregunta?
No.
Ok, entonces, si no hay dudas, si no hay preguntas, vamos a terminar por el día de hoy y continuamos el viernes.
Okay.
Ok, so see you. Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
See you and take care.
Take care too. Ay, oh.